here we are in the upper bracket round 1 main event between PSG.LGD up against T1. PSG.LGD's roster: Arme, Nothing to Say, Faith Beyond, Zin, Q and Y, up against Ku, Carl, Whitemon, Zephyr and 23 Savage. So our initial bans coming out: Monkey King and Tiny. No surprise there from PSG.LGD. Monkey King and Tiny gone straight off the bat. These are first phase bans, and LGD just don't want to have to deal with those two particular heroes. T1's initial bans: Tidehunter and Death Prophet, wanting to control the team fight really and the tempo of the match. Initial picks: Magnus, big RP, big team fight ability, followed with the Snapfire by PSG.LGD. These two heroes synchronize it very well together in the team fights. If you can get even just 2 or 3 Mortimer's Kisses on top of an RP target, it goes a long way in bursting that target down, particularly if they have a BKB ready to go afterwards. Snapfire with the Shard and potentially a Blink Dagger can even follow up with that from the RP with an additional lockdown on that grouped target. So Snapfire and Magnus, very good combination opening of PSG.LGD's draft. T1, after banning out the Void and the Elder Titan along with the Invoker, not having any of the Invoker Cataclysm into Void shenanigans, have picked up the Weaver and Lina, looking to potentially dominate the mid lane with the Lina, although it is an early mid pick if that is the case. But the mantra of this TI has been flex picks. Basically any hero can do anything. And the picks are coming thick and fast. They're not using really a lot of their reserve time here. Legion Commander, followed up by Crystal Maiden. So a lot of single target control at the moment. Thinking about the Lina with the Laguna Blade onto potentially someone who's dueled. They're going to blow a lot of damage on that target. The draft though is pretty squishy. Lina and CM, the sisters from the Heat and the Ice, are very squishy. Weaver is pretty squishy as well, really. If you can get the stun on top of him, he'll get bursted down pretty quick. And the Legion Commander is really only the only one at the front line here at the moment. I mean, T1's final pick has got to be some sort of front-lining hero, because otherwise this DK gets a blink and this Magnus gets a blink. They're going to get on top of your squishy backline and you're just going to evaporate. You're not going to have a chance to really cast any of your spells. With the Legion and CM pick coming out, it does look like the Lina will be mid. So we're looking at Lina mid, Legion 3, CM 5, Weaver 4. Over on the side of LGD, they did ban out the Doom, the Treant Protector and the Spectre before their second phase picks, where they have picked up the DK, most likely going to be heading to the off lane, and the Bane. Very strong POS 5 at the moment. And looking at T1's draft, what's going to cancel the Fiend script? If Duel is used, presumably on a larger target, CM cannot cancel the Bane unless she goes and picks up a Yule Scepter perhaps. Weaver can't cancel the Bane. The only real plausible stun is the LSA coming out from Lina currently. So Bane is going to most likely get some full duration Fiend scripts off onto the side of T1. I mean, the obvious counter to that is the press the attack from Legion Commander. But Legion's probably going to be blinking and dueling someone whilst the Bane's grip goes off. In fact, it might even be Legion who's being dueled, being gripped. So, you know, you can't just fully rely and say we've got this ability that can, this spell that can counter out Bane, because it's not going to happen that way in the team fights. I've just got a moth. Go away, moth. Medusa, ban coming out on the side of PSG.LGD. And Fan Assassin being banned by T1. I guess they're looking at the Magnus and going, well, what hero do they want to buff up on the side of LGD? What hero is going to benefit extremely from the cleave from the Magnus and additionally the bonus damage? And PA is one of those heroes that if you can just get rolling, get a good start, you're going to come online, and with that bonus damage, I mean, this Weaver, this CM, even this Lena are just going to potentially get 1 or 2 shot by this PA. So PA being banned, no longer being an option. And I think the Medusa ban is incredibly smart on the side of LGD, PSG.LGD, because I said T1 were looking for some sort of tank, something that they can sit in the front lines and everything else can fight around. And as a POS 1, there's not a lot of picks that fall into that category. Medusa was certainly one of them. So they've taken that away from T1, and the options that are left are fairly limited, really, for a tanky frontliner. Tiny obviously are being banned out, along with the Faceless Void. Bloodseeker being banned out on the side of T1, along with the Slark from PSG.LGD. All the core bans. The moment I have to say I'm favouring LGD's draft a little bit more currently. We're just going to wait to see what comes out here from T1. And it is the Morphling. Morphling is a very mobile hero, can obviously strength morph up, and will not play the role of a tank, but definitely not a squishy hero. PSG.LGD have plenty of reserve time here, another minute and 19 sitting in reserve, so they don't need to rush about their pick here. They do have potential heroes who can pick up a Spirit Vessel against this Morphling. Yes, and that is, it's almost like a shutout pick from LGD there, getting the Terrorblade for Arme. It's actually going to be a mid DK for Nothing to Say, and Faith Beyond's going to take the Magnus to the off lane. That's quite a shutout, I believe, because I'm looking at the 4 and 5 of T1, the Weaver and the CM, and there's no stun. No stun. And how are they ever meant to make a move on this Terrorblade and be able to burst him down without getting the Sunder off? I mean, the duel is the move. That's it. They have duel. It has to be the duel. But if they use the duel on the Terrorblade, then they're going to be lacking control for some of the other heroes on this team. Like Magnus, you want to really duel that Magnus. Stop that Blink Initiate with the RP. They can follow up with the Mortimer's Kisses. So I'm favoured towards the PSG.LGD draft right now, and my prediction would be that PSG.LGD have won the draft phase, and I believe they probably have better skill, higher skill level as well, and will not only outplay T1, but probably have got the heroes to do it as well. So just waiting to get into the match. Yeah, Cuckoo. Just checking that was Cuckoo. It's just his tag's only coming up as Coo. So that is Cuckoo. Excuse me? Weird noises coming from my PC. Sorry for a moment there. Game is paused. Some monitor issues for the side of T1. While we're doing that, we are on, no, don't want to override. Free camera. Go away. Most runes, let's just say LGD, team of the first. I think LGD as well. LGD and play with the first triple kill. I mean, okay, both teams are smoking up, moving out of the base. Carl, with the obs ward, trying to move out quickly to the mid lane, trying to get that quick ward down. Legion Commander is rushing the Helm of Iron Will, 480 gold away. We'll be much closer to that after the runes are picked up, presumably 2 each. He does have a sentry ward, he's heading down to try and block some camps. Xin Q though, heading up north with the same idea. Smoke is broken, so they will know he's here. Oh, they see him. He will plant the sentry down, and that will probably most likely be de-warded. 6 mangoes on Whitemon CM, and 3 tangos ready to just keep spamming out those novas and those frostbites. Zephyr with an obs as well, still yet to place it. And Y hanging onto a sentry as well, just trying to control this mid area. Faith Beyond looking to rush that Helm of Iron Will as well. So both offlaners looking to try and get some value pickups straight away with that armor and regen. Doesn't look like we're going to see a contest against the runes. Oh, Zephyr's going to Sakuchi in. No, he's a little bit late. And he will just head away. 2 runes apiece. This rune's still sitting up here. Someone might pick it up. Zephyr will probably pick it up on the way through. And everyone will move calmly off to their lanes. Nothing to say mid. He's got the gauntlets. He's got plenty of base damage. 63 damage to start last sting with the Quelling Blade. And Lena's sitting on 61. Of course, with no Quelling Blade on the ranged. Securing that first last hit with the Breathe Fire. And that's level 1. Just to muck up the last hits on Lena. You can see that down to 59 minus 13. Bottom lane. Zephyr Sakuchi is just going to try and harass. The reflection comes out. Will deal decent damage with the Bane whacking into Zephyr as well. So Zephyr with only... oh, he's got 4 tangos and a salve, so he'll be just fine. Top lane, Whitemon's gone for the Crystal Nova level 1. Almost always the pick you would go for, unless you're up against perhaps a Beastmaster and you want to kill those boars nice and quickly. That Crystal Nova is just much better value than the Frostbite at level 1. Why is hanging onto a Sentry Wood? Just in case there's potential for a kill. He did actually go for the Brain Sap first this game, not the Nightmare. So going back to the old style of way that Bane would be played. Carl just whacking in nothing to say mid.
I can't have you, no one will.
But nothing to say with the level 2, so he's got the Dragon Blood. So he'll be 14 with the Tango going base regen. You might even get the second level in Dragon Blood just to sustain in the lane a little bit longer without having to send out more regen. Top lane, 23 Savage. Last thing under the tower. Let's see how he does. Yeah, 1, 2. Oh, Weaver, bottom. Oh, just makes it out. Meta was popped on Arme. So, almost missing the first blood bottom because we're counting last hits top. Okay. Whitemon did go for the level in Frostbite level 2. Obviously does sitting on still 5 mangoes, so he's quite happy to skip the aura for now. Obviously that does affect his team a little bit. Carl would really appreciate having that extra mana. I guess Zephyr would as well. Just be able to spam out those spells a little bit more. But they'll just have to wait. They'll just have to wait a little bit longer so that this lane is stronger for the time being. Whitemon just slapping away with the snowballs. Xinq though, he comes back around behind. And the skewer's going to come out. Whitemon pops the mangoes. 23 Savage whacking into Xinq. Whitemon's juking through the trees. And the hit's going to come out onto Xinq with the frostbite. And the first blood goes to Whitemon on the CN. Faith Beyond will get a clean-up kill. But it will all be worth it. Let's pull up our last hits. I don't like to have last hits straight away. I like to just get the feel of the game. So we can see that DK is doing quite well mid against Selena, not being forced out at all. And he has gone for the second level in the Dragon Blood, so he's with the Soul Ring, he's very survivable, got plenty of mana, he can keep throwing out that Breathe Fire to help secure the last hits, and he should be fine in lane. 23 Savage going in again, Whitemon will help get the assist onto the kill. 23 Savage gets the kill over onto Xinq. Arme, bottom. He's got a good start as well. Much better than the Morphling of 23 Savage. 7 last hits more at the moment. Not too much at 4 minutes in, but we'll proceed to grow. A little cheeky last hit there from Nothing to Say. Carl just trying to get the denies. Rune being left there, probably for Carl to fill up his bottle, just to help with the sustain. Why? He's got level 2 in Brain Sap. And will keep harassing Cuckoo at bottom. Whitemon with the salve, helping out his core. 23 Savage, just heal on up. And now Sam does have the level 3 and the Arcane Aura will come out. Xinq though has been dropping a little bit of vision mid, has got the Blightstone, wants to try and catch Carl perhaps on the way back through, but Carl is heading home for this bounty rune to try and refill his bottle and he'll be just fine. Tower will spot out, just had to wait a moment extra to get the darkness for Xinq and he would have been fine, though he's still going for it. He sees him with the snap and not quite enough damage from the little shredder. Zephyr though walks through on 90 HP. Hello. And Xinq will just keep walking back towards the mid lane. Of course, with the DK form pop level 6, they're putting lots of pressure on this tower. In fact, we still have half duration on this DK form, and this tower down to 400, 370, 370 HP. Carl does make it back out. He's only level 5 right now. It's still a fair way to level 6. Nothing to Say has actually just dominated this lane, to be honest. 32 and 12 up against 21 and 4. Nothing to Say, just technically outplaying his opponent there on the DK. Snappies, snappies, snappies. Fire Snap Cookie. That's what I was looking for. Fire Snap Cookie there for the initiation. We'll get the kill over onto Cuckoo bottom lane. So 2 kills to 2, but PSG.LGD getting much more out of the map right now. Getting much more efficiency for their cause. Cuckoo TPing back bottom. 23 Savage has gone for the Falcon Blade first and does have the level 6, but not choosing to get a point in the ultimate yet. Just wants to get more value out of the attribute shift and the waveform for the time being. Stun. On to Carl. Do they have some follow-up? No, but maybe they're turning around the other way. And Nothing to Say. He pushed forward a little bit too far. With Zephyr there with the bug, they had plenty of damage. Whitemon chasing hard, does have the hold. And Carl will follow up the LSA, and Xinq will die between his tier 1 and his tier 2. Tier 1 just pushing through, advancing on PSG.LGD. Under their own tier 1 tower, 7 minutes in. Faith Beyond, not yet with the boots, but does have the Helm of the Dominator, looking for a nice creep to grab. Maybe to help with his farming. There's an Alpha Wolf there. Who does he want? Or no, he grabs the Dark Troll Summoner, a little bit more control. Let him to whack in harder with the Empower. So he's effectively got now 1.75 second hold, where he can hit a few more times with the Empowered up on his damage. Xinqiu and Y moving together. Whitemon will be stunned and slept, but the sleep comes off. Whitemon is level 5. He's going to turn around with the duel on to Nothing to Say. Carl is there with the LSA follow-up, and they will get the kill over on Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight is a hero that you don't want to have early deaths on, because your innate regen and armor from Dragon Blood makes you very tanky early on. And if you're putting skill points into this and less into your Breathe Fire and Stun, you're effectively saying that I'm not a damage dealer. At the moment, I'm just a tanky frontliner that isn't meant to die. 23 Savage just wandering into a Dark Troll Summoner, who we just find. I'm not going to die, and I'm just going to be tanky and occupy the space on the map and not allow the enemy to have it. But now that Nothing to Say has died twice, DK is not a hero that has flash farm potential. He's going to be going for the Blink Dagger, so no farming steroid. If we look at his talent trees, there's no cleave, no bonus, real forms of bonus damage there, plus 15. He doesn't farm quickly. So compared to the Lina, which obviously has the LSA plus the Dragon Slave, who can farm camps with the Fiery Soul as well very quickly. Sort of like the opposite, a Glass Cannon. But, snap, Cookie and Cookie missing each other. Whitemon will get taken out by the Shockwave. 23 Savage is in deep now, with being rooted by the Summoner. Waveform up, and Carl's arrived. Laguna, but Y will walk it off and be just fine. He does have a Brain Sap ready, so we'll use that just to heal up a little bit. Xinqiu comes over. I love the efficiency on the little shredder attacking the tower. Just having the control and the patience to attack slowly so that that tower has reduced attack damage for a little bit longer rather than just popping it all off in one go. Zephyr, he's got Shikuchi, level 2. 10-second cooldown, so he should be fine. He'll just skitter back through. Xinqiu will have no choice but to let him go. Meta being pop bottom, potentially just to put a little bit of pressure on this tower. It is a level 9 Terrorblade, so the level 4 in Conjure Image does enable him to push quite hard against the towers. Zephyr being pulled by the Shockwave, but no other control is present. Whitemon, still level 5. Will get the Frostbite onto this one, but Faith Beyond with the nice play, little play, but a nice play, doesn't allow them to get the gold for it, and will instead use his Helmet Dom on just a dire creep. 23 Savage hanging around top looking to defend this tower. Quite frequently teams, when the Radiant look to invade top and take this tier 1 top, often the Dire team will just let them have it. Just move out of the way, move their carry over into the triangle, and just avoid having this fight. So maybe that's what's happening now. 23 Savage is moving away from top lane, and PSG.LGD will probably have a free push. Meanwhile, they would look to rotate bottom with the use of the Duel and the Armlet on the Legion to pressure PSG.LGD's tower. And the dig from Y gets the bounty rune. Got to have that shovel on you all game. Make sure you keep getting the value out of that one. This is TI, no laziness here. That bounty rune might be the difference between your carry or any one of your heroes having buyback later in the game. So you just got to keep digging it up. Even when you get better items, put it in the backpack, let it go on cooldown, get it back out, and dig again. Keep digging. Just like the Philosopher's Stone. You should never really see a Philosopher's Stone just sitting in base. It should always be on someone, and you can switch it out quickly when a fight kicks off, when you go for a smoke, and switch in your fighting item, and just get that little bit extra value out of every neutral that you can get.
Invisibility.
Carl has gone for the early bots, so he'll be moving around the map very quickly and straight into the BKB, so he's looking to be fight ready. Top lane, Legion. Oh no, he went down bottom. Oh, that was a Fiend's Gripped. I missed that one. That's my mistake. Did not expect them to be getting any kills bottom, really. I thought LGD might have actually been moving out of that area on the map. Stun from the invis. RP, does he get the strength move off? No, he doesn't, and we'll finish him off. Whitemon, you've come in to ult, but Snapfire was ulting. The Pain, sleep, over on Weaver, the time lapse, but it won't be enough for him to survive. That seemed like quite an odd defense from T1. I was just saying previously, not a couple of minutes ago, that teams have been leaving this top tier 1 to die and rotating their heroes across the map to the triangle, getting some stacks up, and then playing on the south side of the map. That is sort of what I expected to come out from T1 there, but instead they decide to stay top and try and defend that tier 1 tower. And you can see the results of that decision. Big swing over to LGD, they're now 3k net worth lead, and Terrorblade all the while is farming. This big bad Terrorblade, he might be a little timid Terrorblade right now, but give him another 15 minutes and this Terrorblade is going to be extremely scary. Already got one ulti orb, needs to switch it in, get that value, don't worry about that salve too much, need plus 10 all stats. He's going straight for the Skadi. He senses that he's got this early farm potential and he wants to get the early Skadi. He's not going to get anything with the Ashe for now, just the value Yasha. Move speed, Agi, with attack speed, he'll be fine. Haste comes out for nothing to say. He does have that Blink Dagger now. Looking to move towards the Halberd, try and control up the Morphling, but probably even more than the Morphling early, the Legion Commander and the Lina. If you can just stop someone like the Lina hitting with that Fiery Soul stacks, you can stop a lot of damage coming out. Smoke up from PSG.LGD. Blink RP is up in 14 seconds, so look at timing for that. Dragon Form is up as well with the Blink. They do also have the little cheeky Kobold Foreman who's got the Speed Aura. 12% move speed aura, just getting a little bit more. They do have their spells. All their ultis are now up. And the counter smoke, they catch him though. On the back line, in, skewers him out. Whiteman will get taken out straight away. And T1 will just abandon the cause and let their poor POS 5 die to the wolves, or in this case, the dragon. Zephyr does now have that level 4 Sakuchi, so very mobile around the map. Can easily scoot over, pick up a bounty rune, and be back out before anyone knows anything. Roshan is sitting patiently in the pit, holding onto the Aegis of the Immortal, just waiting for the time when he gets to try and bash any heads of any heroes that come into his den. Of course, if they all come in at once, then normally it doesn't go too well for him. Carl, close to the BKB. 173 gold off. He'll almost have it after these creep camps. Another 80 gold, and he'll be just fine. This creep wave will give it, so Carl will be pretty much fight ready. At a time when they might have a small timing where Elder Dragon forms down, but they still are sitting on the RP, the Mortimers, and the Fiend's Grip, all ready to go. And with the Blink Dagger on, nothing to say. He's not really entirely useless without the DK form. You still can get into that initiation and the Breathe Fire to control and try and burst down an enemy. Zephyr going for that Spirit Vessel, not rushing the Ags. Of course, Ags gets a little more value later in the game, so it's not really great to rush the Ags straight away, because you're not going to be saving someone early in the game that's going to be a massive play. You want to sort of get that Ags timing about the time when big team fights are going to be happening, Roche fights are going to be happening, not so much 20 minutes into the game. LGD looking to make a movement into the opposition triangle. Wide, does have an Obsward. Shovel. Shovel. It's on cooldown. Shovel. Please. Why? Why do you do this? Please dig with the shovel. And drop the sentry. We'll get that high ground vision there with the courier. So no, there's just a sentry up there and he's looking to drop the Obsward a little deeper. And you'll get it on this ramp. Why? Going to TP back to base. He wants to get out of there. He realizes the only support he's got here at top is the illusions of Terrorblade. But Skadi is up. They're looking for a strong timing here, LGD, and they're going to smoke up immediately. All ultis are up on both teams. Do they want to hit into the pit? No. They're going to head up to the tier 2. They're going to catch Zephyr. Not really the prime target, because he can just Sakuchi away and break the smoke. Still, Faith Beyond is smoked up. Counter smoke here from T1. Whitemon still coming in with just with mana boots. 23 Savage as well with the E-Blade. Cuckoo with the Blink Armlet. So they're looking for a fight. Now everyone is feeling very strong about their team fight right now, but they don't know that they're sitting right on top of an LGD, Obs and Sentry right now. Obviously can't see them through the smoke, but once that smoke expires, they're going to have very good vision over this area. And they see them now. Smoke does expire, and LGD know exactly where T1 are. Now they're still looking for the fight. Arme, will he just bull rush in there? Feeling RP, he doesn't get it off. Freezing Field comes out, and Magnus to start the fight off. Not good. Carl's rushing in. He's got the BKB ready to go. Trying to cancel any blinks. Magnus, importantly, didn't use RP, but he does have buyback up in 20 seconds. Head the blade up, ready to go. Jewel comes out onto the Bane. E-Blade, get the winner over on the LC. Xin Q, he's got this cookie, and he'll jump over the cliff. Very good movement out by T1, recognizing that Magnus really doesn't want to buy back with only 20 seconds left on his respawn. And T1 making the most of this moving by clearing out LGD's triangle, and of course that was the start of the minute, so LGD will not have a triangle to farm for this next minute, and that brought the net worth lead back to pretty much even. You will notice though, Terrorblade is leading, but not by much. Lena, despite having a lot less last hits, is actually doing quite well. Now comes the stun, and Whitemon is gone. RP whiffs, and now they're looking with the Jewel. They got the damage coming out. BKB from Carl. Winner goes over to the DK, but DK does end up dying for it. Whitemon buys back, TP's in, and is gone in a moment. Weaver time lapse away. And everyone will back away from the fight. The Dragon Knight actually getting the dual victory there over the Legion Commander. So both sitting on plus 20 damage right now. Faith Beyond looking for those perfect RPs, trying to set up these fights. But it's a bit of a game of Russian roulette. If you slightly whiff, slightly miss, then over on the other side, Cuckoo is ready to clean up with the Jewel. And this poor Whitemon CM, very squishy. Is he going to try and get some sort of... He's going to go for the Lotus Orb. I mean, that's to try and help his cause. He's not going to have anything to help himself survive, such as a Force Staff or a Glimmer Cape to try and just help him kite the enemy for a little bit longer. He's just going all in to help his allies, but he is so far away from that Lotus Orb. PSG.LGD just making a small movement to the top side, but smoke comes out from T1. 23 Savage, still with the E-Blade, ready to go. Cuckoo, same items as before, not quite BKB yet. Zephyr with the completed Spirit Vessel. They're looking for the jump in. They find the Jewel onto Bane. Get the D-Ward as well, and PSG.LGD will back away. Roche is up. Do they want to do it? Do they want to force this? They're going in. They've got the bug. That armor on Roche is going to dip down, but Horn Toss. They get the jump in onto CM and Zephyr. E-Blade is popped, but it's not enough damage. Zephyr is getting hit down on the side. Globs are going to come out, forcing T1 out of the pit. Cuckoo, he's in the wrong neighborhood. He's caught. Blink, just getting cancelled a little bit. But we have some Terrorblade on Terrorblade action here. Morphing into the Terrorblade and sending out his own illusions. Smoke from PSG.LGD. This game is higher tempo. We do have the stun. We'll catch it out. But the Dispel. And Bane has disappeared again. Faith Beyond. Doesn't get the RP off, but the duel comes out and Cuckoo wins it. Armade will kill Cuckoo in retribution. Buyback coming out from Cuckoo, but he won't be there in time to save the Lina. Carl playing the Lina. And now, PSG.LGD move into the pit. They still have RP on Magnus when he respawns. Wasn't a blink, stun. Zephyr disappears. Very squishy, like we said in the draft. Not going to have much recourse against a stun from any member of PSG.LGD. The damage is going to be too much. And I think the issue that we talked about in the draft is starting to come through very clearly. This Lina, the Weaver, and the CM are all extremely squishy. And if they're caught by the DK, the Magnus, or even the Bane, they are just not going to last. They just don't have the skills or the items to be able to survive for very long. So you're really left, as a frontliner, you've got this Legion Commander, but Cuckoo doesn't want to frontline. He wants to play in the shadows and jump in to try and get the perfect duel. So your only other hero on your team is 23 Savage, and he doesn't want to be the frontliner either. So you're left in this weird predicament where in this rush fight, Lina was sort of at the front hoping to get saved by Legion Commander. And you just can't rely on that happening because, yeah, he can take off one stun, but he can't take off all of them. And certainly can't heal the damage that's going to be coming out. So at the moment, T1's draft just falling flat slightly. Not having enough survivability or mobility on their side. As much as I love a Crystal Maiden, don't get me wrong. My most played hero. I love Crystal Maiden. But, in conjunction with this support Weaver, what does the 4 and 5 do this game? Compare this to a Lion and an ET. They can just go around the map killing anyone they want. It's in Q, getting the D ward, and we'll get the vision up. So they see T1 on this side. They blink, stun. Skewer will come out with the shockwave and he will get caught. I mean, they saw the D ward come out from Xin Q there, so they had to assume that there was going to be an obs planned as well. They were going to catch you farming there. But nothing to say, very quick with the Dragon Tail stun, able to get on, allowing the Magnus to get the skewer back and take him away from any potential assistance from his team. Zephyr, 1,800 gold away from the Aghanim Scepter. He's going to have it soon, giving him some space to farm. They're letting this tower go top. The issue might be though, if you're letting this tower go, are you going to let this one go as well? Because I have the feeling LGD are marching on. Legion Commander's dead for 30 seconds. They have an Aegis on Arme. Faith Beyond and nothing to say, still ready to go. And they popped the meta. They actually still had it ready to go. And this is your Rax potentially gone. Unless you're looking to come back and defend, and Carl is grabbing a DD in the... They're not. They're letting this go. And I think, as strange as it looks, this is the right decision to make. They still have tier 2s. So they can't get anything more, and they just realize they need a little more. They need this Ags on Zephyr. They needed the Silver Edge and working towards the Shivas on Carl. Oh, the sleep catches him though. Faith Beyond's TPing in. Nothing to say, follows up with the stun. The RP, even though the save attempts to come out from Cuckoo, but it's just not enough. The greediness on the side of T1, not defending that tier 1 or that base, the Rax top, trying to get a little more out of the map, was punished by the quick movement by LGD, and particularly Y on his Bane. They do have buyback though, ready to go. 23 Savage, putting the reflection back. Nothing to say, looking for some sort of jump on the side. E-Blade comes out, buyback from Carl. He's going to TP in. He's ready to go. Jewel comes out onto DK. Xingqiu throwing the globs in from behind. Stun will come out from the Morphling. Scatterblast throws him back though with the shard. Xingqiu will go down on the Grandma. Carl looking to farm. Weaver being caught on the far side. He time lapses. And he'll be fine to escape. In fact, Zephyr, he's going in for more. Just to get the movement speed creep. And he'll be fine to skitter and scatter away. Arme, just going to farm up those Ancient Black Dragons. His item progression is working towards the Satanic. Wants to be able to self-dispel and give himself that burst lifesteal when needed. Whitemon, poor Whitemon. He's still not got any other items. Nothing to say on the hunt, but Whitemon will just make it away. Buy those wards. He's trying to save up for this plate mail. He could buy any of these other components, but he realizes the plate mail will actually give him a chance to survive for, a couple more seconds. Stun coming out from Xingqiu with the cookie, and it'll be enough. This Blink, Scatterblast, Shard upgrade, this is what I was talking about. This can really cause problems, particularly if you get a good RP. You can follow up with a Scatterblast upgrade, and it's an additional 2-second AoE stun. It effectively can extend the RP by 2 seconds. That is quite powerful. And on a hero, that you're going to have the Fire Snap cookie as well, so it's 2 seconds plus another 2.2 seconds. Snapfire with that Ags and Blink can guarantee an additional 4.2 seconds of stun over on the side of T1, anyone who gets RP'd. So that's a very strong combination. Arme now with the Satanic. He's bought out for it, and he's very strong. They smoke up with the level 20 talent as well. 8 seconds on the Conjure Image. Nothing to say. Leading the way with the BKB and the Gem. No getting away this time, Weaver. Got the Blink. Dragon Tail stun is ready. He's got the 400 health. Very tanky. And they're looking really to catch anyone right now. Wards drop. They see the vision. They know they're there. And T1 will just very smartly retreat back under the safety of their Tier 3. 9k goal lead over to LGD. So we have a look at the graphs. It did go dip up and down a little bit back towards Tier 1. But right now, LGD look to be consolidating their lead. And just starting to get more gold on the map, more experience. Just get a little more efficiency than what the side of T1 can get. With Arme, with this additional Conjure Image duration, he can farm pretty much everywhere on the map quite easily. Carl, knowing that it's an illusion, smoke not popping, but the rest of T1 will smoke behind. 23 Savage leading the way. They know they put them a circle around them. They're in our triangle. Let's get them out. Zephyr leading with the Ags. Probably not the hero you want in the front. Cuckoo though, he's got the Blink. Blink, Glimmer Cape through to Blink. Everyone passes everyone. Somehow, nobody saw anyone there. I guess. I guess Xingqiu saw the entire team of T1 and blinked away very quickly. T1 now, they're in a position where they have to get back to their base. There are illusions here and they're going to hurt. 23 Savage does the legwork and gets back, but nothing to say. Sweeping over, they see them capturing the outpost. They know that Cuckoo and Zephyr are here. Faith Beyond with the skewer and the Horn Toss ready. Yules as well to let his team catch up. He's going to skewer ahead. Shockwave just to get a little further. Cuckoo will TP just in time. Milliseconds on that one before the Horn Toss or the RP or the Yules were going to get him. Whitemon, give him a clap. Give him a clap. He's got the plate mail. He's got a book as well. He's holding on to it. I'm not sure why he has gone for the plus 200 health. He wants to survive a little longer. He wants to play the game of Dota. Meanwhile, LGD over in the pit, easily taking it down with the minus armor. Just getting it down a little bit. And Xingqiu just trying to get the last hit on Roche. Perhaps stunning the ground just to cancel any initiations potentially coming out from T1. But this is now another Aegis on Terrorblade. He's got the Empower. He does a lot of damage. He's very powerful. The Swiftness Aura is just being tasked to Ame, just to give him that bonus move speed. He's moving around at 450 now, 550, with the Demon Zeal popped. And Whitemon. My poor sweet Whitemon. 1, 8, and 7. I mean, as a support, as that POS 5, you want your kills and your assists to be more than your deaths. You know, at the moment, he's 8 to 8 if we combine them up. So, you know, he's not feeding. That's not a feed at the moment. He's just been with his team. He's been doing what he can. You know, I'm a POS 5 player, you know, trying to defend the poor lad here. He's not having a fun game this time. Carl does have the Monkey King bar. The MKB is up, and so he will hit very hard. In fact, it looks like he's looking for some sort of solid pickup. But LGD, LGD are not having any of it. They're just moving on the bottom lane of Rax. Pops the meta, and they're going in. This tower will not last long. Taking out one illusion. Skewer back with the Horn Toss. RP out, but it's missed. 23 Savage will evade it. Now, are LGD going to hang around? Are they going to stay, or are they going to go, knowing that the RP is down? They want to stay. They feel very confident. They're 13 gold lead, 1300 gold lead. Blink in onto Carl, but he's saved by 2 different saves. Teammates. Jewel coming in onto the TK, but there's the Fiend's grip over onto Carl, and he's sitting there flailing, can't do anything. Carl's going to Shadowblade away. 23 Savage, does he have enough? No, he doesn't. Does have buyback. Xin Q in with the blink, Scatterblast into the stun. Q saved by Zephyr. Cuckoo's going to live, back on full health. Carl's back in with the Suns. Whitemon tries to get in there with the freezing field, but not enough. Ame goes down once. But what has it cost T1? You killed Ame, but what did it cost you? And the answer is everything. GG to PSG.LGD, game 1 of the upper brackets, main event between PSG, LGD, and T1.